others. Police terrify students fabricate story of their kidnapping at Kabowakching after skipping their class. Displaced people of Moray at relief camp burns down their PMJAY cards with renamed cookie address. Inmates demand actions against officials involved in renaming 5 Meitei villages into cookie villages. Former professor of Manipur University and Joy Kumar asked Centre and State why it had signed suspension of Operation Pact with cookie militants without any major confrontation with the Indian Army. ITLF demands both Kuki and Naga MLAs to refrain from attending State Assembly session on August 29 until demand for separate administration has been met. And the United People's Front President Nongthombam Rupachandra says Meitei people have been forced to become refugees in their own land due to the ongoing crisis in Manipur. Hello and welcome to Impact News. You're watching Primetime English Bulletin. I'm JOYSHREE USHAM bringing you the top stories and latest news at this hour. Fabricated story of kidnapping by some mischievous students created panic among locals in Imphal today. As per the information provided by Bishnupur SP K Meghachandra, acting on information about kidnapping of 17 school-going children at Nambol in Bishnupur district, police rushed to the area and found 3 girl students. After 3 hours of investigation of the 3 students at Child Police Station of Nambol Police Station, in the presence of their parents by child police officer, it came to light that they had fabricated the story. The 3 girl students had earlier claimed that they were kidnapped on the pretext of going for a picnic along with about 17 children, altogether 20 children, by 2 persons wearing masks from Kabowakching on the way to their school in the same village at around 8:55 a.m. They had stated that all other 17 children were wearing black clothes and the 3 of them changed their school uniform at a relative of one of them. The girls further said that while traveling on the vehicle, reportedly an eco van, they became suspicious and they jumped out from the vehicle at Kamong Maishnam area. According to police, there was inconsistency in their statements, so a proper verification was carried out adhering due formalities and came to the conclusion that their story was fabricated as they skipped their class. Bishnupur police has handed over the children to their parents, and the police appealed to the public to refrain from harassing the students as they are minors. Earlier in the day, many Mairapaibi women and women organizations from various parts of the state came at the spot in the effort to rescue the children. A large number of security forces, including state central forces and village defenders, rushed to the nearby hill range and conducted search operations. A large number of Mairapaibi women also gathered in front of Nambol police station after hearing that the story was fake and cooked up by the children.
Consistency last Kujanga si koiru se una hana degi hainaraga mogi school gi uniform sida halaman khangandana mogi tongan ba dress atopa pura haptilaga salaga mogi abain torga phi se mani da sanga hontuga konga sumba salubani amongom sida gari tu pha ko parim naite halak pada khara theng ba sida ren noi school ka dri to kai salui option na ko prama ba halaman jing hairakani abati bedaki moina High sea, my only Manunda, Kara, Senior, Lucina, and I let our high high.
Displaced people of Moray who are taking refuge at relief camp burnt down their PMJAY cards which had address renamed in Kuki dialects. Committee on Protection of Meitei Victims Moray demands to book FIR against the officials involved in generating new address illegally from its original names to Kuki names amid the ongoing violence. The PMJAY cards were set ablash in front of Ideal Girls College Gate in Akampat today. Committee Chairman Leshangthem Inaucha said there are 5 Meitei villages in More and all these villages have been renamed into Kuki villages. He said More Haino Makhong Laikai and More Turel Wangma Laikai have been renamed as Chikim Village, More Kunau Laikai as T Yangnom Village, More Khongnang Thaba Laikai Bazar as D Monofai Village and More Prem Nagar as Paicham Village. He condemned that the recently issued 113 PMJAY cards had the new renamed Kuki address. Leshangthem Inaucha termed the illegal act of renaming as a deliberate attempt to eliminate the existence of Meitei community in More and demanded stern action and rectification of the names without further delay from the government. He expressed suspicion of involvement of Kuki bureaucrats in the same and warned that the committee will lodge FIR against all the culprits.
Hogiba matam khagi mamangda ration card da lalakpa aduga health card da lalakpa singse ekuna print mistake la hana ekuna khanjabani setching nadi adubu sidi print mistake ti oiramdre sarkar na sinbiribra nataga kuki gi leiba tongan ba mokhagi asaksang singjam manaraga hariba ekoi gi lekai myam sing sigi maming ase moina mokhagi gadget ti yahuna na ba mokhagi maming se panjalakpane hana madumaina logjai aduna sarkar na si athubuda yengjen biba yam mathau tagani na khale natraga di ekoi gi khongun se moreda leirame haibagi pawwa mutat khiba yabagi film de changseleba sidi ekoi Aranba Toribo officers say a fire Madi Tonganaba same Southern Lazery, Sweden affairs with Togani, Sigimatata, Sarkanasu, Sakagitawam Tokpa, Togio Hydrate Tamzagami.
Taking part in the protest in front of the relief camp, convener of Committee on Protection of Meitei Victims More, Thangjam Buddha warned of agitation if Kuki people were ever given additional autonomous power. He also expressed disappointment at the condition of the temporary homes being constructed for the displaced people at Yaitibi Lokon. He appeals to provide adequate security to them and facilitate their safe return to More.
Hoji Manipur ki Langna, and generally Singi the temporary shelter home Masabiri Base, Masida Koi Kayam Queen at Tambigadoribano, Aduga Saribum Pumps to Koichalaka Yangare, Masisu, Yamong Marinta, the Bamadi Oi. Adubu, More Parzan Pamjari City, Harry Shelter Shugum Basida, Laiba Amadi relief came the Matam Chang Tambi Vicinity, Queen of Pamjari, More the Atu Matamda. Lengax in a Shinbiduna, a hen ba, or Sergeant Biduna, Koibungapish and Biduna, Koibupusin Biraga, Hanagum the Kundalita Bado, Pamjay, Natrabadi, Ozic Lady Relief came Asidagi Tolokuna, Korok of Hog of Koi Yar, have a say, Lengak the Tamjari, Nasi, Nasima Pongba Kabarda, Lengaxi, Mapima, Viribachi Minister now, Autonomous District Council, the hen ba, Shakti Piba Haibu Wapum do, Madusunga Janing, Madu Shakti Hek Piba have a say, Tongan administration, Amma Piba Sub Manahan and Lojay, Adonamasi, Piba Suya Roy, Piba Targati, Tongan Bakoki, Kongjong Mamam Lakani.
Former professor of Manipur University Joy Kumar asked both centre and state governments why it had signed the suspension of operation agreement with the Kuki militants without any major confrontation with the Indian Army. He was speaking at the one-day convention on child and women in the present conflict in Manipur today. Poire Lemarol Maira Paibi Apunba Manipur and All Manipur Women's Voluntary Association jointly organized the convention at Iboyaima Shumanglila Shanglen in Palace Compound. Resource persons stressed the history and current situation of Manipur, Kuki militants' attempt to disintegrate the state and challenges awaiting in future during the convention attended by eminent women leaders and Maira Paibi leaders from various places. Social scientist Dr. Dhanabir Laishram was the moderator of the event. Professor Joy Kumar said the SU agreement, which was conceptualized in 2005, became effective in 2008, stating that there have been incidents of infighting among the Kuki militants and against the Naga militants, but never with the Indian Army. He expressed suspicion over the government's agenda. He added that some had alleged the use of Kuki militants to gather vote banks during elections. He said some believe that Kuki militants must have arisen out of increased activities of the Naga militants. Professor Joy Kumar questioned the mishandling of Manipur violence by both central and state governments and stressed the need to deliberate on why the Kuki started attacking Meitei community. on May 3. Calling the need to take effective measures to restore normalcy in the state, Professor N. Joy Kumar also expressed suspicion of hidden agenda over the creation of buffer zones in Manipur. He also opined that even though Manipur's integrity is intact, there could be a major upheaval in the social and political structures of the state. He said that restoration of peace and normalcy in Manipur will not be possible until and unless the government of India is sincere.
ख्वाई क्वेश्चन दी कुकी मिलिटेंट कमायन थोरपगे अखोन उजब नागागी मिलिटेंट एक्टिविटीज हाइगलपी करीगुब खरगसु मैनेज तब यानबी कुकी मिलिटेंट आई थोरपनी थाजबसीद लेजै कुकी मिलिटेंट मोई मसें कापनब नागाई कापनब खोटब खर याव नतना इंडियन आर्मी का एनी जगह मेजर कुकी मिलिटेंट थेंगी एनी इन्फॉर्मेशन लेखीदब नागागी कुकी मिलिटेंट भारत सरकार ने मणिपुर सरकार ने कुकी मिलिटेंट ने अहम पुलग सूग एग्रीमेंट है साइन तौरी बेसिक ऑब्जेक्टिव से फाउद मयेक सेंग नाउड क्वेश्चन दी हौजिक्सी अखोन उगदसी भारत सरकार मणिपुर करी येंबगी है क्वेश्चन से
ITLF has issued a press note demanding both Kuki and Naga MLAs to refrain from attending the State Assembly session on August 29 until demand for the separate administration has been met. ITLF warns tribal MLAs to bear all responsibilities in the event of wrath of the public. It also claims that normalcy is gradually coming back in Churachandpur district and schools have resumed classes a week ago. President of United People's Front UPF Nongthongbam Rupachandra says Meitei people have been reduced to the status of a refugee due to the ongoing crisis in Manipur. He was speaking at the observance of the 25th Foundation Day of UPF at Manipur Press Club today, urging the government to make earnest efforts to end the ongoing attack by Kuki militants. Rupachandra also stressed the need to take steps by state and central governments to facilitate return of displaced people to their own homes. He also urged the government to lift the ban on mobile internet services in the interest of all. President of MAPI Council KC Romeo, NIPCO President Oinam Premjit, UCM Secretary General Warepam II and UPF Advisor El Jadu attended the program.
अखोई इरमदम से लेरिबा अखोई खुदिमाक से रिफ्यूजी अमगुमना होजिक लेबग चप माने हैना अखोई यूपीएफ न लौजै सिग मरी लेना अखोइना होजिक चिंखोंग चिंजा तमदादा लेबिरिबा मयुम लेरिबा मी कया अमा ओके टोरिस्ट सिंगना अमदि जुम सिंग दुमै थादोक बिबेदगी लेफम चापम खांद्रिबा अमचुक तुमफम चापम खांद्रिबा सिंग से ngasiगी लेंगाक अमसुंग इंडिया गवर्नमेंट अथुम मतम सोल्यूशन पुबिरो हाइबसि यूपीएफ की माइकैदि थमजनिंगी लोइना निंगतमना हिंगजरिबा लमदम से निंगतमना चटपो फंगजदरबा होजिक येंबियो अखोई हाईवे सिंग असिदा इरमदम असिदा पोक्चरिबा अखोई से निंगदम चटपगी फंगदबी खुदोंग चाबा दोखोई हुजिक फंगद्रे मसे लमदम से हिंगुबगी अमसुंग लमदम से पुउबगी करम माहिनो हाइबसि यूपीएफ न मतम लेब किक हंगदुना लाक लोइना अखोई रिलिप्त लेरिबा अवा अना तारबसिंग असिजु अखोइना मसा मसागी मरमदमदा मसा मसा खुंगंगदा हलनबिदुना तंगदु लेतबा खुनाय अमा पोरपोना बहोनबदा यूपीएफ नसु अचोबा दायित्व लौजनिंगी लोइना मसिगी मथौ ताबा खुदिमक अखोई लेंगाक अमसुंग इंडिया गवर्नमेंट मसि लौबियो हाइबसे अखोई यूपीएफ की माइकेदि थमजनिंगी.
Women Fog of Khongampat today held a sit-in under the initiative of Women Wing of Thawai Mirel, demanding a concrete decision in the assembly session on August 29. They also demand all civil society organizations in Manipur to unite in order to face the current crisis in the state. Unknown assailants shot a man of Meitei Pangal community on his leg for allegedly transporting commodities including food items to Kuki people. According to police, the incident occurred at around 9 p.m. yesterday at Chingtham Kona under Lilong police station in Thawal district. The injured person is 40-year-old Pisubam Hesamuddin, son of late Azizur Rahman from Kwakta, Ward number 8 in Bishnupur district. Police said Hesamuddin was abducted by unknown miscreants and shot on his right leg. He is undergoing treatment at Narul Hospital in Lilong. A video is going viral on social media with Hesamuddin confessing that he was shot for transporting items for Kuki militants for money and appeals to avoid his misconduct. Expansion of the Mayai Lambi State Highway number 1 into 4 lanes is expected early next year. Even though there is no specific order, and in-principle approval for the project has been received from the centre. Wangoi MLA Kurajam Loken said people living along the road have been demanding the road's repair for a long time, but it was delayed due to controversy over whether the road will be upgraded to that of 4-lane or not. He said that the Indian government recently gave an in-principle approval to upgrade the road from Ningthemcha Karong till Sekmaijin into 4 lanes, for which the state government will be submitting a DPR to the relevant ministry. He said once the DPR gets approved, land owners affected by the road expansion project will be compensated. The MLA and Chief Engineer of PWD N. Subhash had recently inspected the road stretch for construction of diversions to avoid affecting areas or places of religious and cultural significance. Now it's time for a small commercial break. After the break, we bring you news on screening of illegal immigrants along Indo-Myanmar border in Technopole and Chandel districts. Keep watching Impact News.
Manipur gi ahanba dedicated cancer hospital AOI Babina Specialty Hospital da medical oncology, surgical oncology, advanced operation theater ga loinana cancer patients sing da affordable cost da mapung faraba care pisari. Side effect hantaba Manipur gi ahanba Lineage Halcyon radiation machine gi khudong chaba pangbigani. Cancer khangdoknaba amasung stage lepada sizinaba PET CT scan machine so hospital asida lady. Tumor board phamduna patient sing gi layeng pathapta ahenba khudong chaba loinana health card ki khudong chaba su pisari. Mayam gi damak AOI Babina Specialty Hospital, Sajiwa, Kabisoi, Imphal East.
Admission open. Seram Infotech Nailid Government of India na accredited Tauraba Manipur gi Mangjin Thariba IT Training Center ni Makal Kayagi Computer Course amasung Spoken English ki admission hausari. Akupa marol gi damak Seram Infotech or Lambulet Natraga Kaisampata contact Tobiu.
CJA Free Orthopedics Consultation Camp from 28 August to 2nd September 2023, 9 am to 2 pm at CJA Hospitals, Langor. Avail free OPD consultation with orthopedic surgeons with 10% concession on diagnostic investigations and procedures. For appointment, please contact CJA Hospitals, Langor.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching Primetime English Bulletin. Screening of illegal immigrants is currently in full swing along the Indo-Myanmar border in Technopole and Chandel districts. Technopole District Police started the monitoring and screening process since yesterday following strict instructions from the Ministry of Home Affairs and the State Home Department. Both More Police and personnel from the 5th Assam Rifles have begun the collection of biometric data in various villages within Technopole District. Specifically, Holen 5 Village, H. Langcham and Chongzam Village are among the locations where biometric data is being recorded. A similar effort has been initiated in Chandel district. As of now, data from 229 individuals in Kamphal village and 7 individuals in Changpol village have been gathered. Security forces are working diligently to ensure timely submission of comprehensive ground reports regarding these efforts. Out of the total 233 Meitei people who had been staying at the 5 Assam Rifles camp in More since their return from Myanmar on August 16, 166 people were brought safely till 26 Sector Assam Rifles camp in Palel by 5 Assam Rifles of More around 9 p.m. yesterday. Later, they were handed over to the members of Thaubal and Kakching district Apunba Lu. They were given a warm reception by members of various civil bodies, and 43 of them were brought to the relief camp opened by Committee for Peace and Social Harmony Kakching at the indoor stadium Kakching. So far, Thaubal and Kakching district Apunba Lub, with the help of Assam Rifles, has ensured a safe passage of 188 Meitei people from More. Meanwhile, 35 Meitei people are still taking refuge at the 5 AR camp in More. A day-long awareness on vector-borne diseases, including dengue, was jointly organized by Uchekon Youth Volunteers Organization, Changangai Uchekon and District Malaria Officer Imphal West at Uchekon Community Hall today. Speaking on the occasion, Imphal West District Malaria Officer Dr. Salam Priyakumar said 175 dengue cases have been detected in Imphal West District so far, and most of the cases have been detected in Singjamay, Yumnam Lekai and Loglauba area. Stating that there is no vaccine for dengue, Dr. Salam Priyakumar said keeping our surroundings clean and preventing mosquito bites are precautions against the disease. In case of illness due to dengue, it is advisable to consult Dr. Edialius. Pradhan of Changangai Gram Panchayat, Laishram Roma Lema, President of Uchekon Chaukat Thaurang Nupi Marup, Laishram Pishak Macha, President of Uchekon Youth Volunteers Organization, Irom Chandra Kumar Mite, Member of Changangai Gram Panchayat, Wards Number 1, Kadangbam Devla, along with locals, attended the program.
Dengue haribana yamna kahana kasu kiningai leitaba chap chawa maigi layang pathap leitaba thuasu koina matam chanu layang horadi magi sibagi sangje only 0.33% oiba dugumba yamna laina thingbanga madu manaba mani haribana basi flavia virus kowa makal gi species da leiba then 1 2 3 4 kowa virus amna thon madu manaba makal mani hariba anabasi Aedes or tiger mosquito haiba kangsina koi mioi bada chiaga sandukan madu manaba mani hariba dengue si yam laina koi miam pulap honna minaraga laina thingba yaba du manaba mani anabasi chingse haidardi khusiemgi oiba sing tungba yaba patra jaga sing sida Aedes or tiger mosquito sina yam pamjana marum kokpa dugumba kang makhalamani hariba masigi marum kokham je jaga je pidaba thodi sagi dengue hariba anaba chadoiba kang mapisi la aroi anabasi yam laina thingmang ngani.
An awareness program on the spread of dengue and its prevention and treatment was also held today at Kripadashini Advanced Hospital in Palace Compound. State Entomologist of Directorate of Health Services, NG Sarjubala, State Malaria Officer Dr. S. Gopal, Senior Physician of Kripadashini Advanced Hospital, Professor Dr. Y. Iboton were the resource person of the program. A training program on bookkeeping and account management for members of Farmers Interest Group was held at Punal Sambun Village Community Hall in Chandal District today. The training was organized by Diocesan Social Service Society under Mission Organic Chain Development for Northeastern Region Phase 3 of Manipur Organic Mission Agency, Horticulture and Soil Conservation Department. The training program was organized with the aim to teach financial management, crop management, financial transparency, and also to help farmers in practicing organic farming. Medical Traders Association Manipur MTAM donated medical supplies worth 7,50,000 rupees to Jenims Hospital today. MTAM President T.H. Irendro handed over the items to Jenims Director Professor L. Deben. The association handed over the medical supplies under its annual humanitarian service, considering its requirement in the wake of prevailing violence in the state. Jenims Director L. Deben expressed gratitude for the kind gesture. Jenims Medical Superintendent Professor K.H. Lokeshwar was also present on the occasion.
Handaki turmoil ki situations aida Manipur da lairiba anayek mayam sida mating khara woinanaba haidana yamna yamba senpham amagi portsai nasadragasu aikoi angamba site gi mayam ge khara kitang mating woinanaba haidana mating pangjabani aduga koi matung dasu samai tawduna angamba khara site koi gi social site gi ngambi makai miyang mating pangnaba honajage
Manipur da lemineliba koi sinau singa sina ngamba donate tawbiraga koi doctor gi kamun koi mayam jisu koi professional leba koi mayam ju health da leba mayam jisu koi gi misam khainai dana thamoi sengna seba tawjage haiba phomju thamjari ana Jenims ta mayam punona support tawbiu masi Jenims se punamakini haiba wafam seina ko na thamjari.
Diamond Donor today provided financial assistance to Laimra Memcha Devi of Singjamay Wangma Bhagyabati Lekai, who is currently undergoing treatment at Shiza hospitals after she sustained injuries from firing of tear gas shells by security forces during an agitation that took place in Singjamay when a group of women tried to proceed further to meet with the Chief Minister. Laimra Memcha sustained burnt injuries from stomach till leg. Laima Sina Yening provided various relief materials for the inmates of the relief camp open at Laima Kulen Lekai at Langol Type 3 in Imphal West District. Laima Sina Yening advisor Nirupama Mangang appeals to relevant authorities to restore peace and normalcy in the state. Gianna Helping Group has provided relief items to 52 relief camps. Gianna Helping Group founder Widrom John distributed medicines and food items to inmates of relief camps open at Langol Game Village Zone 1, 2, 3, Churachandpur, Sero, Sugnu, Kwata, Torbung Bangla and Charel Mangjing. Sagolban Mabudhau Mantri Maning Lekai and Mamang Lekai under initiative of Club Welfare Front have provided edible items and medicines for inmates at the relief camp open at Tangjeng Khunjau. The club appeals to people for their continued support to displaced people. WhatsApp group Paudam Farm, whose members are mostly Meitei people from Assam's Kachar, has provided relief items to displaced people who are taking refuge at the relief camps open at Tairen Pokpi and Tronglaubi. Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad Manipur has also provided study materials and sports items to children who are taking shelter at various relief camps in Bishnupur district. The items were provided under Students for Seva activity of ABVP Manipur. Now, before we end, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Rumor of kidnapping students create panic among locals. Police clarifies students' fabricated story of their kidnapping at Kabo Wakching after skipping their class. Displaced people of Moray at relief camp burns down their PMJAY cards with renamed cookie address. Inmates demand actions against officials involved in renaming 5 Meitei villages into cookie villages. Former professor of Manipur University and Joy Kumar asked central and state governments why it had signed suspension of Operation Pact with cookie militants without any major confrontation with the Indian Army. ITLF demands both Kuki and Naga MLAs to refrain from attending State Assembly session on August 29 until demand for separate administration has been met. And United People's Front President Nongtungbam Rupachandra says Meitei people have been forced to become refugees in their own land due to the ongoing crisis in the state. That's all we have in this bulletin. Thank you for being with us. Coming up next is Primetime Manipuri Bulletin. Have a great evening and stay safe.
Sri Sri Gaurachandraya Namaha. Purwashram da Ekwagi Irakta Tinbi Rambi. Srimati Khaidem Ongbi R.K. Tampasana Devina Mahaki Nukshijaraba. Imung Manung Shagay Natay Marup Mapangkway Pumna Maputhadok Lamlaga. Haugiba August Taraga Mapanda Hinda.